Today we're drawing a face, but not just any face. This one comes with glasses. Stick around till the end and you'll see a huge difference in your own drawings. Let's jump in. Alright my friends, we're sticking with the Loomis method, as always. First step, the circle. From the top of the head down to the upper jaw.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know, we've drawn this circle 100 times, but trust me, it's the backbone of everything. And hey, without it, you're lost. Quick reminder, my friends. If you haven't grabbed the complete Loomis course yet, now's the time. Just click the course image on your screen, or hit the link in the description, and grab it while it's still on discount. This course is built to take you from zero to full mastery of the Loomis method, so you can draw any head from any angle. Draw the eyebrow line straight across the circle, all the way to the ears. And since we're drawing the face straight on, not looking left or right, just drop that vertical line right down the middle. No need to overthink it. We split this vertical line into 3 equal parts. One below the eyebrow line down to the nose, another up top for the hairline, and the last one at the bottom for the chin. 3 equal spaces. The tricky part is always making that side cut on the sphere. But here's the simple way. On the front view, start the cut from both sides of the hairline at the top. Bring it down to the ends of the eyebrows, and finally, finish it right at the edges of the nose line. That's the correct placement for the cut in a front-facing head. Now, to close off the face shape, from the middle of that side cut, draw a slanted line down on each side. These form the cheeks. Connect them at the bottom with the chin line, and up top with the crown of the head. Then, clean it up. Erase the extra outer circle lines and smooth the top of the head. That way the jaw and head shape look complete, and your sketch stays nice and clean. Otherwise, she's gonna look like she's wearing a helmet. The ears aren't showing here, the hair's covering them obviously, but their position is still the same, right along the outer edge of the cut. And of course, don't forget the 2 guidelines for the mouth, starting from the top of the ears, curving down across the cheeks, and ending at the chin on both sides. Then, add 2 simple lines for the neck, and now the Loomis head is fully closed off. Next, we rough in the facial features. 2 ovals for the eye sockets, a circle for the nose tip, and the mouth sitting right between those guidelines. And that's it. We're ready to dive in and bring this face to life with details. Let's go. Let's start with the nose, my friends, because in Loomis, it's the center of the face. Next to the big circle we already drew for the nose tip, add 2 smaller circles on the sides for the wings of the nose. At the bottom intersection, sketch in the lower part of the nose with a smooth curve to match the reference. Then, lightly define the sides of the nose. Don't go too heavy. Finally, drop in some gentle shading along the bridge in the middle to make it pop and feel more realistic. The lighter you keep it, the nicer it looks. Careful though. Push it too far and you'll ruin it. And just like that, the nose is done. Next up, let's move to the mouth. To get the right distance between the nose and the lips, start with this little shadow area that connects the two. That subtle shading locks in the correct spacing. From there, draw the divider line between the lips. Match the curve exactly. No shortcuts, because this line controls the entire reaction of the character. Now, for the upper lip. Keep the top edge light, not too heavy, and add a bit of side shading to make it pop. Then move to the lower lip, and here's the key. Follow the same curves. The closer your curves match, the more natural the reaction looks. To wrap up the lower part of the face, we need to give the cheeks and chin the same smooth curves. That's what locks in the base shape of this girl. As you can see, we started with the basic Loomis guidelines, but adding these simple curves finishes off the lower face and keeps it looking natural. Next, I'll drop in some hatching around the nose and mouth area to bring out the cheeks with a bit more realism and beauty. And finally, a quick sketch of her t-shirt at the bottom. Nothing fancy, just to close off the drawing. With that, the lower half is complete. Now it's time to move upward and finish the rest of the face. Let's go! As you can see, the hair covers most of her eyebrows, so we're only drawing the inner parts, not the full brows. Those intersections sit right on the horizontal eyebrow line we set up earlier. I just make sure the spacing is even and the angle matches on both sides. And that's it. Simple, clean eyebrows. Alright my friends, let's move on to the hair. In this reference, the girl's hair is unique. It falls right across her forehead. As I usually do in my lessons, I start by sketching the inside section first, especially the strands that sit over the forehead. For me, that's the most important part, so I try to match the curves and the placement of those front locks exactly. Then I take them upward to the top of the head, giving us the base to build on. Next, I work around the outer shape, starting from the left side, up over the crown, and then down the right side. This way, I've outlined the whole mass of the hair, making sure the head doesn't end up too big or too small. After that, I drop in a few key strands inside the hair. Remember, we're not drawing every single hair. That's a waste of time and doesn't fit our sketching style. Focus only on the main strands that define the volume and realism. Once the top is complete, I move to the sides and repeat the same process. Main strands, plus a bit of hatching for shading inside. That's all you really need to get a solid, realistic base. Hair is fun to draw, but yeah, it can eat up some time if you let it. Alright, let's move on to the eyes. First, I draw a horizontal guideline just below the eyebrows. This line keeps both eyes perfectly aligned. On this line, I sketch the crease above the upper eyelid, that fold that sits between the brow and the eyelid. Make sure it has the same curve and sits in the exact spot, or the eyes will look off. And don't forget, the spacing between the two eyes should always be correct. Next, I draw the upper eyelid, usually following the same curve as the crease. Then the lower lid to set the proper width of the eye. I never leave it until I'm sure both eyes have the same openness. That's what controls the look in the gaze. After that, I add a few eyelashes on the top and bottom lids to make them more realistic and appealing. A little shading under the eyes and a few subtle lines bring more life. Finally, I sketch the two circular shapes for the eyeballs, add shading inside, and make sure both pupils are in the same position. If one tilts too far left or right, the gaze will be completely off. And just like that, the eyes are done. It's time to draw the glasses. This part is super simple. The glasses are basically just a thin black outline. I decided to start from the top. As you can see, the frame cuts right through the circles of both eyes, left and right. I keep the line thin, just like in the reference, so it doesn't look too heavy and ruin the drawing. I follow the curves carefully to keep the shape consistent, and that's all it takes. Glasses are actually really easy to draw once you break them down like this. And that's it! From start to finish, we've completed today's portrait together. If you enjoyed this lesson, don't forget to hit the like button and drop a nice comment to support the video. And if you still haven't grabbed the full Loomis course, now's the time. It'll take you from zero to confident portraits in no time. See you in the next lesson, my friends, with a new angle and a fresh drawing. Take care. Peace!